welcome to the Blue Shell review. This is a bit of a different one, as you can see, because we're videoing the episodes for a change. See how we get on with that. So, joining me is the bare face of Matt Chapman.
Hello.
The ginger hair of Alex McMullen.
Hello, you sexy people.
And the small hands of Craig Clark.
Rinky dink.
Give us a wave. The other differences we are going to do from now on are each episode is going to be themed. Each episode is going to be themed. Today's theme is going to be dystopian futures. So to kick us off with that, Alex.
Hello. I'm Alex.
I'm an alcoholic.
Not in the slightest. Drinking tea through a straw.
You're not even hiding the fact that the can is sticking out of the mug.
Right. So, I've decided to do a game called Deponia. Brilliant.
No, say it properly.
Deponia! So, Deponia.
So
released in...
Dystopian ponies.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Dopey ponies?
Dystopian ponies.
Oh, right.
So, it was released in German, and then later that year a English version was brought out. And the word Deponia is a play on word of Deponie, which is German for landfill.
Huh.
We're going to have this in there. We've done this bit already. You didn't switch the mics off.
I didn't. I mean, the one
They
bit.
are on now,
So
aren't they?
the one bit I've actually done before. I mean, all the videoing is all new, but the one bit I've done before is the one bit I forgot to do.
This is my fault.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the main character is called Rufus. Lovely fella, but nobody likes him because he's...
Bit like Matt.
Yeah, exactly like Matt. That was going to be my next sentence. He has no friends.
As long as you got lovely fella.
The opening scene is you trying to get off the planet. And it's just...
Me.
No, Rufus.
You do look a bit like Rufus, actually.
It does sound like the plot to Wall-E.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, you open up, he's trying to get off the planet, loads of funny things happen, don't happen, so, spoiler alert. But, so the main part of the game is a woman falls from the sky, unconscious, as she hits the floor.
Hang on, she falls from the sky?
I say she falls on the floor, she falls in the dump. She falls in a dump.
So you don't actually see what she falls from?
No, you don't see what she falls from, she's wearing some really smart clothes. He then falls in love with her because she's a beautiful lady and thinks that she might be the key of him trying to get off the planet. So it's point and click adventure and the graphics are really good actually. They're very fluid, animated.
So you mean fluent.
Oh my god. They're very humorous and silly and the puzzles and the graphics remind me a lot of Monkey Island 3. So if you remember Monkey Island 3.
Which was going to be my question, is it
Really
sort of...
absolutely nutty puzzles.
So they are a bit like the LucasArts films, like Full Throttle and Monkey Island and all them sort of things.
Monkey Island was... Yes. So, yeah, but in this you actually do eventually solve the puzzles because it all becomes logical. So they do seem a bit out there, but then they're actually like, well, hang on a minute. Yeah, I can see why. Anyway, so... I literally came across this game by chance. Matt will sit there and tell me he told me about it, but he didn't. Never in a million years. He told me after I told him about it.
and then he rang me up. Oh, I found this great game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called Deponia. Oh, you mean the one I told you about a year ago?
So I was on this site on Facebook, this gaming site, and a lady had put on there that she needed some help in a game called Deponia. And it was along the lines of, can you guys give me a hand on Deponia?
So that was basically the only thing that sold it to him, that a lady was asking for his help.
Yeah. No, not my help.
Was it on Facebook or you been on them sites again?
Not those ones.
Yeah, because you know she changed it. He went, I was on this site.
It was Facebook.
However, the question that she posed...
Can you help me fix the sink?
So, no, it was more of... She's tried the pencil sharpener on the stick, poked it through the glory hole, popped the spot on the up man's arse, who then turns around and punches the guy next to him, who's holding the key to my tackle box.
Sounds plausible.
And I thought, wow, that sounds like a really good game. So I mentioned it to Matt, and he claimed that he'd already told me about it, but he never did. And
apart from that one time when I told you about it.
So I poked him in his good eye and stole it.
He's not got a good eye.
So, oh, that's true. But anyway, very recommended, well worth it, great storyline, great animation, and yes, I would really recommend that game.
And there are 3 sequels, aren't there?
We'll move on to Guess the Sound.
Sorry.
We'll move on.
You've got to keep these bits in, man.
We'll move on to Guess the Sound. Yes, this is Guess the Sound. This is the game where one of us will pick a sound from a game from any era, and the others will have to guess what game that sound comes from. The one that guesses the most wins. This week I will be doing the sounds. These three knobheads will be guessing what it is.
That went up my nose.
Right, are we ready for sound number 1?
Yes, please, sir.
Now, these are all dystopian future games, and what I need you to do is guess the character, not the game itself. You're guessing the name of the character. Right, we're ready for sound number 1.
Go on, go.
You kept complaining about your broken watch.
No.
So I figured, you know.
Oh, that.
Because I know what you're going to say.
I'll let you have this one then, because.
Anyone?
This is the part where we put in the
Sarah.
5 years later.
Yes.
The Last of Us.
Yes.
No, because I was going to say Ellie, but it's not. It's
No,
his
it
daughter.
wasn't. Sarah, well done, Alex. Okay, sound number 2.
I've always had such admiration for you and your family, ever since the day my visual senses were first switched on.
Hedgeworth. I can't remember.
You look like you're having a stroke.
Yeah. Mr. Something with.
Farnsworth.
Oh no, that's
Slit your arm off.
Well, anyway, Alex seems to know this, whatever it is.
I don't think he does. I should have said it by now. So I think you've.
It's the round floating thing with the arms.
It is the round floating thing with
it's
the
up there.
arms.
It's Pickles.
That's not his name. It is
Yeah.
Codsworth.
That's it. Oh, I knew it was a woof.
Okay, you ready for sound number 3?
Don't
This
I get
time.
half a point?
Josh.
No, mate, because you didn't get it. So it's still 1-0.
Right, when it plays this time.
You ready?
I see. We'd best get started then.
Oh,
It
that
is.
is
It is
No, that's Dad.
Ross.
Ross.
Yes.
That's
Horizon
it.
Zero
Yes.
Dawn.
Well done, Matt.
I knew it was.
Why are you giving it? I don't know all these games.
I'm just rubbish with names.
So that's 1-1. Craig still yet to score.
Brilliant.
Ready for sound number 4?
You don't have to do what he says, Kat. You are your own person.
You don't have to do what he says, Kat. You are your own person.
I know what he said.
I give you a clue. It's not Red Dwarf.
I know what she said, but I have no clue.
No? Well, you have got a clue. That is the clue.
Play this time.
I'm gonna go with someone from Borderlands.
No, that's not a name anyway.
Is it like
No.
a Resident Evil type of thing?
No.
Something like that?
No.
No, you got me there.
Anyone?
I got a Scooby-Doo.
It is Faith from Mirror's Edge. Okay, still 1-1-0. Sound number 5.
He's coming. You've got to go.
Is that all we get?
There's a big clue in that.
He's coming. we've
No,
got
it's
to
the
go.
It's the whistling, yeah.
My brain's going Assassin's Creed. I don't know why, because that's not dystopian in any
I
way,
think
shape,
it's
or
Silent
form.
Hill.
No.
No. Mr. Big.
No.
Is it Resident Evil?
No. I'll give you a clue on this one. The whistling you can hear is a mechanical bird.
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
Is it Odysseus?
No.
Pegasus.
No, it's
Medusa?
not Clash of the Titans.
Nah.
No.
Zelda.
No.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
It is Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite. Right, so you got 1 and 1, so there's a tie break. So
Welcome back to the Blue
This
Show
one-
Review, where we talk about games that we all know.
you ready?
Shake it, baby.
Don't know.
Oh, bollocks. I've just...
Boom!
Alex wins. First, guess the sound of season 2.
Right, okay. Well, I've been watching someone else play a game. No, in fairness, I've actually played this game. The game's called Crossout. I don't know if any of you have seen it. It was free on the PS4 a while back.
No, of course we've not heard of it because it's a game that you're doing.
Well,
Well, if it was,
it's got a
free
point.
at some
it was free on the PS4. Made by a company called Targum Games. The idea of the game is you create a vehicle. So you get a chassis, you build it up, and you go out and you do missions to get more
So
stuff.
it's like Mad Max.
basically it's very Mad Max.
Very Mad-esque. It's very Mad-esque.
It's very much crap buggies in a field, and everyone, you basically play PvP a hell of a lot, or you can join up with other people and play PvE. But as you go around destroying other vehicles, you get to then take attachments that you can basically put back in your garage and then attach onto your vehicle. As you do missions for other groups as such, because you can join factions, you get different blueprints. That means that you don't have to have wheels, you can have like hover parts so your vehicle can go off. But the other interesting thing about the game at the minute is when you play it, you can actually go on like a gallery and find stuff that other people have made. So you end up with weird and wonderful contraptions like tarantula vehicles running around and stuff like that.
So are they like rare parts, ultra rare parts? So if someone's got a vehicle that's like full of ultra rare parts, you then get all these ultra rare parts.
So just what is the actual aim? The aim of the game?
The aim of the game is to basically just build a really good vehicle.
So it's a bit like Destruction Derby, apart from you build your vehicles.
Yeah, and as you build it up, you can put tracks on it, you can put hover parts on it, you can put drones on it. That will go
come from.
So once you've built your vehicle, what do you do with it then?
You play it.
When you say play it, do what with it?
You go do missions, so you can go off and, like World of Tanks in a way, you can send your vehicle off to go and destroy other vehicles.
I'm with you, yeah.
You could do PvE missions because they'll have like a time limit on these kind of missions, get you these kind of goodies.
In what way is it dystopian then? Is it more like a...
It's the story behind it is set in a dystopian wasteland where, depending on what faction you are, I think humanity has kind of been corrupted into some weird type of mutant type thing, and they all drive Mad Max type vehicles. The thing about the game as well is the vehicle customization. If you could put armour on your vehicle and you could put the heaviest weapons on your vehicle, but your vehicle won't be able to drive very fast because it's so heavy. So the speedier vehicles will come around and destroy you. That said, if your vehicle's too light and a big gun hits you, the physics within the game will send you flying off.
So that's where all the cash comes from for the developing it. So it's like one of those things where to unlock the Go Faster stripes for your car, you can either pay $3.99 or grind for 100 hours to get to level 500 to...
The slightly interesting thing is it's not actually... It's quite fun to grind. And then
title of Craig's sex tape.
Sorry about that image.
www.
Craig's got a small penis.com.
Why did I show the microphone? This big.
I think you'll find it's proportionate.
Touche.
But yeah, well, I'm flustered. It is genuinely, it's quite fun to send your vehicle out to see how far you can get in the game.
How much of a game do you get out of it if you don't spend any money?
Yeah, because it sounds to me that to begin with it might be quite fun building up your vehicle and all that sort of stuff, but I'd imagine it will get very annoying very quickly. Like you build up this vehicle, that gets smashed, so you get back and you build another one, that gets smashed, and eventually you just be like, oh, sod this.
If your vehicle gets smashed up, you're out of that round, and then you come out of the round, and then you can instantly use that vehicle to go back into a round. So you don't have to keep repairing what you've built.
You mentioned something about a library of other people's designs.
Yeah, so there's basically, within the game, there's a gallery section where people upload what the stuff they've made.
Try not to lean on the table because it's creaking, and Marks will pick it up.
That other group will basically give you different type of
it. You're alright, you're bottom of it.
Yeah. Well, mid.
Between you make a person. But yeah, so you level up your 10 levels with like the engineers to start off with.
What? Did you just creak the table?
I felt an impulse then. It's like he sent it telepathically.
Yeah.
Oh. That was a worse sound.
Yeah, but that was more satisfying.
To them.
Fine.
That was more like you now.
Go on.
Is there any difference in the factions?
They get different blueprints, so you can have different things for your vehicles, that kind of thing.
Right.
And what sort of differentiates one faction to another is like a banner or...
Yeah. You can fly a banner from the back of your vehicle type thing.
Anyway, we have a new feature, and it's called Real or Fake. Basically, what we need to do, one of us will describe a game that person is either reviewed or made up, and the rest of us have to decide whether that is a real game or a fake game. So this week, Alex is going to try to see if he can throw us off the scent.
Right. Seaman! That is the game.
Oh, right.
Seaman.
Is it another one where you've got to shout it like, Deponia?
Hold on. Seamen or seaman?
Seaman. It's a fish with a human face. You feed it, keep it alive, you tickle it, and then you put it back. If you don't feed it, it dies.
What's this game on?
That's a Tamagotchi, you twat.
Yeah.
Based on a Tamagotchi. Thanks for that.
That's okay.
What platform is this?
We'll go Dreamcast.
We'll go Dreamcast. Fake.
No. See, I'm not sure about that. I think, is there any more description to that, or is that it?
Yeah, well, I can give more.
No.
Ask me questions.
So, what's the aim of the game? Is there an ending to it?
No, there's not really an ending. So I was playing it last week, and I neglected him for an hour, turned back, and it had literally gone mouldy and was floating upside down.
Right, so it is like a Tamagotchi then?
Yeah, pretty much. So I was playing it on a Dreamcast.
What were you playing it on?
on a Dreamcast.
But he's got that
Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
So what do you feed your semen? Pineapple?
Sorry, I couldn't let that.
That's a good question.
Is it pineapple?
You feed him hamburgers and things like that.
And do you take your semen out for a walk? Or?
It's a fish.
I don't know.
Do you take your fish for a walk?
Sometimes I put the bowl on a skateboard and we'll happily wheel it around.
Who makes it?
It depends.
I suppose you never stop.
Who are the developers?
Teaspoon a day.
Who are the developers of this piece of software?
I can't actually remember. It was a company that is not very well heard of, obviously, because they made a game about a fish with a human face.
Yeah.
Called Seaman.
Because generally speaking, that's not going to be what you're remembered for, is it?
No.
And then you sort of climb up and...
There's a chance that they just let this drip through their fingers.
But there isn't really a lot of questions you can ask about this. But
you were playing it, yeah? You were playing it. What are the controls?
So you basically just move an arrow around the screen and you feed it and you click on the buttons on the sides. And when you start,
is it different things you can feed it?
Well, you're not really told what to do, and you've got to explore the game and try and figure out how to feed it and things like that. That sort of thing.
Is there anything else you need to do other than feed it?
Play with it. It gets bored. You sort of tick its belly and bits like that.
I mean, two minds here because...
Well, real or fake?
No, and I know that this is a sort of shite that he would come up with.
Yes, it is. Right? That is true.
But then I'm confused because look at his face. Right? He's got that look like he's making it up.
Yeah, but that might be to throw you off. Right, should we get an answer in anyway? So, Matt, what do you think? Real or fake?
I'm going to be that idiot that thinks it's real.
Okay, Craig?
Fake.
Oh, that leaves me somewhere in between, don't it?
Well, you can't have it in between because it's real or fake. You can't pick or.
I'm going to go fake. So, Alex, was Seaman a real game or a fake game?
Seaman.
Yeah! Those at home? It's real.
So, Seaman is a real game. Oh my god.
I don't really know how to play with it.
So, well done, Matt. You get a point.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I can't believe you haven't turned a Seaman for the Sega Dreamcast.
What I was going to do is I was going to review just one particular game with the whole dystopian theme, Future. However, I sort of had a second thought on that. So what I want to do is games that when they were released to now have improved greatly. So to stick with the dystopian futures, the first game we're going to talk about is Fallout 76.
Okay.
Fallout 76, as most people will know, is made by Bethesda Studios. and is a online MMORPG.
Much better now, I might add. Now the updates.
That's the whole point of the. So when it was first released, I bought it when on.
Massively multiplayer.
Jesus Christ!
Online role playing.
Do you remember this last time when we had your name?
I know that, but I'm sure he just said MMMM.
Oh well, get over
it. Massively.
It was massively multiplayer, Matt. Online RPG.
Yeah.
Fallout 76 upon release, it had this. I don't know why they did this, but it didn't have any human NPCs involved in it. So every quest that you got was either from like a machine. Everything was written down. All the quests were written down. So even your main quest, where you're trying to chase after your overseer, everything was written on screens and things like that. Upon release, it sort of fell short, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Unfortunately, it fell short. I mean, I enjoyed it for the nostalgia and for the fact that it was Fallout, but it fell short. So since when it's been out for like what, a year and a half or something like that now, 2 years.
It's got to be about that.
Something like that anyway, and it's been sat on the shelf. And it was actually my brother who came to me and said, "Oh, I've still been playing it." He's now level 99 or something like that on it. He says, "Oh, there's loads of improvements happened with that." I was like, "Well, like what?" He says, "Well, for a start, they've listened when they've said we want interactive NPCs. It's more immersive, and of course it is. Of course, it's more immersive. So they've brought in the interactive NPCs now. So when you go on your quests now, you actually go to people. They give you the quest, and it's more.
It brings a bit more life to it.
It brings you into the world a bit more.
There are a lot of these characters.
Yeah, they're all over the game now. The NPCs are everywhere now.
It's like they called it the settlers coming back, didn't they? The settlers coming back to.
And they're making constant, even little tiny improvements constantly through it now. Which is, I mean, like the latest one. I don't know if you've seen it, Alex. When you drop something on the floor before, it dropped in a little brown paper bag.
Yeah, that was the last time we played it.
Yeah, it doesn't do that now. It now drops it in a little sort of blue duffel bag.
Oh.
I know it's a small thing. I know it's only like, well, what's the difference? Don't really matter. But it's just little things that are happening throughout the game as it improved. And there are other games, obviously, that do this. One of which is Tom Clancy's Breakpoint. Now, this game is made by Ubisoft, and when it was released, it's like they tried to make a Frankenstein monster out of Wildlands and The Division.
I'm going to jump in on this. They actually knew that The Division was a flop.
Yeah.
And yet they decided to make their new game
more like The Division than Wildlands, which wasn't a flop.
Wildlands
was a success.
It's got so many awards and stuff. It's just absolutely redundant.
And it's also, from our personal point of view, it's got to go down as
one of the best games we've played.
It's the game that we have all spent the most time.
The Circle.
Yeah,
we wanted a game.
We've all spent the most time together online playing.
Yeah, there's now like a massive sort of menu, drop-down menu, where you can literally select every little detail that you want to be the way you want it to be.
Having done that, I can jump in on this.
Yeah.
So down to the so when you're collecting your items, you can either be like The Division and literally you're just constantly in your menu, upgrading your weapons, upgrading your clothing, stuff like that. Gets really boring because you can't actually look how you want to look, whereas in Wildlands you could look exactly how you want it to look. Your character progressed in levels, your gun progressed in levels, but now you can actually change your clothing, you can actually change your guns, you can be your own character. It gives you a bit more individuality to your character than you can be yourself.
Come on then, gaming experts, I'm going to spring this one on you. You can think off the top of the head of any one example of another game that's improved over time with patches and stuff.
No Man's Sky.
I was about to say No Man's Sky, which was the third game I was going to mention.
That got ripped to bits, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's the only reason I bought PS4.
Yeah. When No Man's Sky was first released, again, it was so buggy and there was so much. It was such a mess.
I forget it was coming from someone who created Joe Danger.
Yeah, and it really was a mess.
Yeah, that's understandable, but it's just they made so many promises, didn't they? It's going to be this and it's going to be that.
Yeah, and it wasn't upon release, but again, it's one that they've listened to people that have played it, and they've sort of they've done their market research a bit more now, and they've improved it to the point where it's the game's not recognised as the same game.
It's not that they listened. I think it's because they had that many lawsuits.
Matt.
Oh. Me, is it? You're not going to introduce my brand new subject?
Well, I thought you'd want to do it. All right, I'll do it.
Me, him, can't even remember whose idea it was. We came up with an idea for a new. feature.
Stop it.
We came up with an idea for a new feature, which we couldn't think of a better name, could we? It's become Argue-Matt-Ative.
Yeah. I wanted to call it Matt's being a Mardy cock, but he didn't want to go with that. I thought that was more appropriate.
Was that Mardy or Mulder?
Mulder.
Unofficial, official name.
Yeah.
Basically, there's a lot of topics within gaming that, if you talk to certain people, it can really get the blood boiling, you know? I mean, I'm not going to mention any of them now because I'm going to save them for future episodes.
Which is what this argument is all about. It's all about controversial points within gaming.
Controversial topics within gaming that you, hopefully, even just within the four of us, you're going to get someone with one opinion and someone...
Oh, you will.
Another opinion. So, you know, I might get some tables and chairs flying.
Like, Craig has a big problem with top shelf games.
Yeah.
Just can't reach them.
So, we're talking about dystopian games.
Yeah.
Right. So, let me start by saying, I'm going to say don't roll your eyes, because you will. Do we need any more? I mean, it's to me, it's one of those things where...
Do we need any more motorbike games? They're all the same, just graphics updated. All the engines sound the same. They're all the same.
The thing is, motorbike games. Hey. Right. But the thing that I can never fully get my head around with the dystopian future games is they're all the rage. When somebody announces one, everybody's all over it.
Yeah, but there's got to be a reason for that, surely.
Let's just do another thing. When you're scrolling through the PlayStation Store, or you're on some gaming website or whatever, and there's an announcement that says some new zombie infestation end of the world game coming out, Alex, I'd like you to portray what your reaction tends to be on hearing this news.
Right, okay, firstly I'd look at it. Because I know there are some that are absolutely naff, but there are also some that are very good. We're talking zombies, Days Gone. Great game. You're talking Last of Us.
Dead.
Yeah, exactly. The games that people are...
Resident Evil.
They're all different in their own way, I think.
So PlayStation Store.
You load on the PlayStation Store then.
Yeah.
And
I'm looking through.
New game.
New releases. And it will say Zombie Death End of the World 2020.
Is it first person shooter?
You could cut that down to just 2020.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you exactly what my reaction is.
That's your reaction to everything.
That's your sex
at least that game gets a reaction. I don't even look at the motor.
That wasn't a reaction.
I just literally don't even look. MotoGP.
The thing is, right, I'll tell you what my issue is with these games. Is that like, I like a game to be inventive.
Yeah.
Colourful.
Yeah.
Fun to play.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes I look at these things.
You had a stroke.
And I sort of go...
I was waiting to talk.
I sort of go, So
that's your personal preference.
You play as some guy that goes around with a shotgun. You shoot some zombies in the face.
You think that's it.
And you try and survive.
No, yeah, because I'm with Alex here, because although there are a lot of sort of dystopian future games, a lot of them have different storylines.
Yeah, you get wrapped up in the story.
Okay.
For example,
I have but one issue with dystopian future games, right? And that is, why are so many of them got to be based in New York?
Oh, they've definitely got an issue with that. I mean, come on, yeah.
Then again, a lot of games are based in America.
Well, just not just dystopian future games. Games in general. Why are so many of them based in New York?
Because that's the main. It's a big, massive capital.
It's not capital.
Oh,
there are lots and lots of big cities,
massive
metropolises that they could, even fictional ones. You could even create a fictional city.
Geography.
But it's always New York.
What if they released a game a bit like sort of Need for Speed Underground, where you've got to build up your bike, race it, but then there's like a whole storyline going on around it that is all like zombies and dystopian future? You would both buy it.
Yeah, there kind of is Road Redemption. It's actually quite cool.
It is a good point.
So we've both got
Yep. The Last of Us 2?
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be called No One Left? Because the first one was the last of them.
Yeah. Get in touch. I'm just putting it out there.
See,
that's my contribution.
Tyler Matt sex tape.
Yep. Putting it out there.
Now that we've got all your sex tapes, let's wrap it up. So
that's the name of your sex tape.
Oh, God.
that's the end of today's episode of Blue Shell Review. So we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hope you enjoyed it.